we go. All
Don't
right.
forget to give me my props for saying that the Boots had a shaky chin.
Yeah, we'll get into all that, Rick. It's Brennan Taylor here, True School Sports, with the one and only, once again, Rick Glaser. How you doing, Rick?
I'm doing well. You rudely interrupted me. I was watching Mexico beating up Ecuador 2-0 in soccer, and you rudely interrupted me for this special edition of True School Sports. But I'm here for it all.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you taking your time out of your newly found soccer fandom to talk some boxing with us, Rick.
Thank you.
Um, just wanted to get your quick, reaction to Xander Zayas, Jaron Ennis. It was a very electric fight. A lot of ebbs and flows in the fight. Boots dropped Xander 3 times, but what were your thoughts?
Well, I haven't heard a crowd that loud since June 16th, 1983, when Roberto Duran fought Davey Moore in Madison Square Garden. So it was pretty electric, that crowd. It was really a rambunctious crowd, people jumping up and down and screaming and yelling. It was great. What did I think? I thought Jaron Ennis proved to be everything we thought he was, ability wise, and everything I had said right along. On his chin was shaky. He was wobbled 3 times in the fight. Um, People said to me, the one time he got froze up, he got left standing there, froze for a second, and that Crawford would have knocked him out. Well, admittedly, Crawford would have knocked him out, but I also don't think that he would have been as sloppy and rambunctious in fighting a Crawford who's a known puncher and has got a super high ring IQ, rather than a guy who's not a known puncher and a guy who's a little inexperienced. And even though he was a two division, I'm sorry, a unified champion, he is a little inexperienced at 23. And I just think that I think the fight overall will serve Xander well, but I think on this particular night it was all about Boots, and he came through. So there's your answer.
So there's been a lot of debate, Rick, about did Xander Zayas quit in the fight
No, he
or
didn't
not?
quit. He didn't quit. Harvey Doc erred, and he didn't stop the fight fast enough.
Yeah.
That's what happened. He should have stopped the fight. He should have stopped the fight long before that. He never stopped it. I mean, ridiculous,
I mean,
stupid.
I guess Harvey really wanted to see a good scrap.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, it was, he didn't quit. Believe me, they can talk all they want, all the happy horseshit that they wanted. Nobody else was in there taking those punches except Xander, and he kept getting up. And at the time, he got the shit beat out of him. What are you going to say? You know?
So from where I was sitting in the arena, I before Xander, I guess, nodded and he gave the motion like he looked for a way out in most people's eyes. I remember seeing Xander's team rush up the steps to inform their fighter that they wanted the fight to end. So I don't think he quit, but a lot of fighters come out this week like,
Nah, he didn't quit. He didn't quit. He didn't quit. First of all, is the corner always has the final say so, and they're the ones that are supposed to have the more common sense. Obviously, had more common sense than the referee had.
yeah, fair enough, fair enough. With the win, Rick, I know Ring Magazine has put Jaron Ennis top 10 pound for pound. Do you think that's warranted now with him being a two division unified world champion?
Well, I mean, they have Collazo number 10. They put him ahead of Collazo. This guy's been a champion for 3 years and has been unified champ for a while, Collazo, and they got him ahead of Collazo. I don't know. Remember, it's pound for pound. It's not who's bigger and smaller.
I hear you. Palazzo hasn't moved up any weight classes, Rick, and he's not fighting Pedro Tajuron. So, I mean, I feel like there's a great case for Boots to be above Palazzo right now. Even though I know we hashed this out.
Don't forget, there's always a great saying. It's not if the fighters will fight, it's if somebody's willing to pay for it.
Fair enough, Rick. So, with Boots showing some vulnerabilities now, like, you were very adamant for a while now about the fact that Jaron Ennis, his chin is shaky. You mentioned his brothers not having the greatest of chins during their pro careers. It showed itself in the third round. How do you view Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz and Pandora now? Those fights for the
Well, Boots was knocked out. I mean, Virgil was knocked down twice against Boachuk, but So it's tough to say. It's whoever hits who first and can dominate the other guy. Really, whoever hits for the first other guy, the other guy with a bigger bomb and can penetrate him, that's probably going to be the guy that wins that fight. Now, I could see Boots. I could see Ennis nailing Virgil. Virgil going down, getting up, and coming back and knocking him out. That could happen. I think those guys will be on the deck several times.
They'll exchange knockdowns. You think?
I seem to think they would. Yes.
Okay. Virgil was very adamant after the fight that hey, if we get in that ring, I'm going to sleep you. That wasn't good enough. He also got really colorful and uncharacteristically called Xander Zayas a pussy because he felt like Xander could as well.
I think that was completely uncalled for.
Yeah.
Would you say after that fight, Xander Zayas is a pussy?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
Absolutely not.
And that's why you're talking right now. That's why I'm talking, and nobody's listening to Virgil.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Rick, from your dealing with the matchmakers from Golden Boy Promotions, what are their feelings about
what happened?
From your relationship and your talks with Golden Boy Promotions and their people, what's their feelings on the Jaron Ennis Virgil Ortiz fight right now?
Oscar's very interested in the fight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially after seeing him get wobbled 3 times.
Yeah. Do you think we get that fight in the first 6 months of next year?
You know what? We may get it next. We'll see what happens. Don't forget the zone. Don't forget the zone wants the fight. You know that, so they're going to try to get that fight in as soon as possible.
No, I understand. They were trying to make it happen before all this stuff happened with Golden Boy and Virgil.
I'm going to explain something to you that they do now. They used to marinate fights. Yeah. Okay. Today, you don't need to marinate fights because the audience is more of a core audience because it's always behind a paywall. Well, years ago, with the general public, so you don't have to marinate the fights as much as you used to because everybody wants to see the fight anyway. Now what they do is the loser, they come back and they give them $1.5 million tune-up fight. That's what they do. That's what they do now. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a whole different climate we're in the boxing these days.
What's that?
It's a whole different climate we're in the boxing game.
Correct.
These days.
Correct.
Was there anything, Rick, that I guess you learned about Jaron Ennis that you feel you didn't know going into the fight? Did you leave more impressed with him? Or
he was sloppier on defense against than I thought he would be. Very sloppy on defense. I mean, that's one of the reasons why he's so offensive because he doesn't give a shit about defense, and that's not going to spell well when he fights real punchers. But then alone, maybe his IQ, maybe a ring IQ, all of a sudden will click in and say, "Geez, I can't get hit repeatedly by this guy. This guy's a real puncher." Yeah. I don't know. If he would have fought a Crawford or a Virgil Ortiz the other night, he could have been ended. So I don't know because Xander's not a puncher. Proven.
Right. He's not, but he's accurate, so that can oftentimes make up for a lack of punching power.
Right.
Terence Crawford did an interview with Sean Tell and Sean Porter earlier this week, and he said that if they were to fight ever at any point, he'd be 10 steps ahead of Jaron Ennis.
Oh yeah, the ring IQ alone is scary difference. Oh, Terence. Or Ennis has got a lot of natural athletic ability, speed, and talent. He's got no defense and no ring IQ. And normally, ring IQ and defense go hand in hand. So he doesn't have either.
When he got hurt by Xander in that third round, I thought he did a good job to hang in there and fight back and respond pretty well. You don't think that took a certain amount of ring IQ?
No, that's all instinct.
That's all gumption. That's all
instinctual. Trust me, that's instinctual. That's not ring IQ.
Okay. Well, when you talk about ring IQ, because a lot of people may hear these boxing buzzwords like,
you take the ring IQ, the highest ring IQs right now in boxing, and let's count Terence Crawford as retired. You've got Shakur, You've got Usyk. You've got Bam Rodriguez. You've got Collazo. Those guys have the highest ring IQs that there are in boxing.
Yeah. But I'm saying, how do you quantify a ring IQ? For someone that doesn't know how to really describe that.
Experience. The little telltale signs of things they do. They know when to hold. They know when to use the jab. A guy who counter punches with jabs normally doesn't have a high ring IQ.
Why do you say that?
Because it's just a fact. If you're counter punching with jabs when you should be able to land knockout type punches, that's not a high ring IQ. Like Shakur, these guys got such high ring IQs. They know when to get out of the way. They command range and distance the best. They know when they should be holding, when they shouldn't be holding. It's a lot of ring IQ is instinctual, but to have a good ring IQ, you've got to have ring intelligence, ring experience, and great instincts.
Okay. So you mentioned Jaron Ennis' lack of ring IQ. Which fighter at 154 do you feel his lack of ring IQ from your vantage point? Which one of the fighters do you think that would cost him against the most?
I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. Which one of the fighters at 154 do you feel that his lack of ring IQ would cost him against the most? Like, who would it put him at a disadvantage against the most at 154?
It's a hard question to answer. I don't have that answer. Okay. I'd really be guessing.
Would you make Jaron Ennis the favorite over everybody at 54 right now?
Would I make Jaron Ennis a what?
The favorite.
Over anybody at 54? Yes, I would.
Yeah, even Virgil?
I would make him a slight favorite, yes.
Is that because of activity's sake or?
Activity, and because of the fact that he's fast. Listen, he's got a lot of natural athletic ability that Virgil doesn't have.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you this, Rick, but I know you never really thought too fondly of Cameron Duncan, right?
I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't at all.
Right. Well, he was a scout. I hate to talk about a man in death, but he's a guy I will make an exception for. He was a scoundrel.
The reason I'm bringing him up is, does your disdain for Cameron Duncan play any role in your perception of Jaron Ennis?
No, not at all. No, not absolutely not at all. No, I think. Listen, from talent wise, Ennis is a fantastic fighter, but he just doesn't have a good chin. That doesn't mean he's not talented.
Yeah. Is he going to be one of those guys you feel like once the reflexes decline at all, that bad things are going to start happening to him in his career?
Like Roy Jones,
Roy Jones.
Yeah, it's too early to tell because you got a guy in his prime, but normally when a guy's reflexes go and he's known for his speed, he's the first to have issues.
All right. What would you have, Boots? How many fighters could you say in boxing right now, in your opinion, are definitively better than Jaron Ennis?
You mean in the junior middleweight division?
No, just in the whole sport of boxing.
Oh, a lot. I mean, quite a few.
So you would have him top 10 pound for pound?
He's top 10 for pound. He's about number 10. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Which nine fighters would you have above Jaron Ennis?
Probably all of them except Junto Nakatani, except him. I don't think he should be in the top 10.
Well, I agree with you on that, but
expound
upon that.
Yeah, he lost and he didn't exactly show too well. Yeah. I mean, losing is one thing, but I don't think he showed too well. He didn't look like he really went for it in the end.
That's how I feel. I feel like Duto put his hands in his pocket against Inoue for 7.5 to 8 rounds, coming off of a fight against Reyes, where he was fortunate to get out of there with a decision.
Yeah, I don't think Nakatani belongs in the top 10. I think the rest of them do.
would you have like Oshaki Foster in the top 10?
100%.
Yeah. So he's one of the guys that I feel should be on that top 10.
Absolutely, 100%. Not even a question.
Yeah.
I think he's got a super high ring IQ.
One of the highest. I feel like he's one of the top, I'd say, 5 outside fighters in boxing right now.
There you go. Thank you.
Yep.
See, great minds think alike, VT.
There's a reason you're on here. What's that line you always use on me? You're smarter than you look.
You're smarter you look. You're a lot smarter than you look.
Yeah. What do you think this means overall, Rick, with Jaron Ennis getting the series? What does it do for matchroom boxing in America? Because they struggled a lot.
What?
What does the Jaron Ennis beating Xander Zayas become unified at 54? What do you think it does for Eddie Hearn and matchroom boxing in America?
Well, it gives him a marquee fighter in the U.S. besides Bam Rodriguez, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got 2 top fighters. It's fantastic.
Yeah. What do you think about Eddie Hearn as far as like the job he's done with Jaron Ennis? Some people I think.
Well, the groundwork was laid. The groundwork was laid with all his appearances on Showtime.
Yeah.
So he just picked up the piece and ran with it. That didn't take a lot of talent. That only took TV dates, which he had, the streaming dates. So, yeah, I mean, he just done a good job with them.
Yeah. Okay.
It's hard to do a bad job when you have a thoroughbred.
Fair enough. A lot of people may feel like, Rick, that you're contradicting yourself because you're saying Jaron Ennis doesn't have a high ring IQ, but then you're calling him a thoroughbred. So, which one is it?
No, he's a thoroughbred. He's a thoroughbred ability-wise. He does not have a high ring IQ, and he does not have a great chin, and he lacks for defense. That doesn't make him not a thoroughbred. The guy can throw punches from all different angles at different speeds. He's got power, but there are some things lacking. It doesn't make him not a thoroughbred.
Yeah, it makes him a vulnerable fighter who's exciting to watch.
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Rick, I don't want to hold you much longer, man. I want to just get you quick thoughts on Boots and Virgil and Boots and all these guys. But you know what? Xander, I didn't really ask about Xander. What do you think Xander goes from here?
He goes to 160. He'll get a fight on the zone, like a big tune-up fight, like a comeback fight, probably early next year. And he'll come back, and they'll put him in with a hand-picked guy the first time, and then he'll go. The WBO will put him number 1 because he's a former champ. He moved up in weight, and once he wins one fight, he'll be number 1, and he'll go for a title at 160.
1,000%. A lot of boxing fans, especially in my generation, Rick, they get obsessed with the and guys losing fights. As a boxing lifer, guy who's been through generations, different eras in boxing, how do you assess that loss to Xander Zayas? What does it do for him?
Well, on one part, it took his zero away next to his name, but there's such things sometimes, and infrequently, not that much. It's occasionally that a guy can lose and raise his stock. And I think this is one of those kind of fights because we never saw him in an exciting fight. He wobbled Boots 3 times. He wasn't supposed to win. He was a champion who was a unified champion who was a 5.5 to 1 underdog. So nobody thought really he was going to win the fight, but he showed well in losing. And there's no crime in it. And he was very gracious as a loser after the fight. He didn't make any excuses. He congratulated Boots, and he went on his way with his $3.5 million paycheck.
That's what he made, 3.5?
Yes.
That's good money. So you're not losing when you're in that tax bracket.
No.
So do you think even in defeat that Puerto Rico may still have found a star in Xander Zayas?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Puerto Rico's got some good fighters right now. Besides, I don't count women's boxing, but and the men's side, they got some good fighters. They've got 105-pound unified champ. They got the 108-pound champ there, Renee Santiago. They got Xander. I'm trying to think who else that they have. Well, Shakur's half Puerto Rican, they say. So what the hell?
They got a kid. I know you don't like to get this guy's name, but they got a kid who's promoted by Dimitri Salida named Felix Padilla. I don't know if you know him, but good young talent.
Who?
Felix Padilla. He's like he's top 15 in the WBO featherweight. He's a hard punching southpaw, Puerto Rican kid.
Is he from like New England or something?
Nah, I think he's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, okay. There's somebody up there. It's a similar name up there. It's supposed to be pretty good. It's like a featherweight.
Yeah, I heard good things about him. So yeah, Puerto Rican boxing in a very good place.
Yeah, they got 3 or 4 real good fighters right now. It's a small island, it's not a lot of people.
No, it's not, but they punch really above the weight class in boxing.
Yes, they do.
Rick, I'm gonna wrap it up. But any final message you want to give to the boxing world about this?
No, we got a great show on the Zone and TNT this Saturday night. Abdullah Mason defending his WBO World Lightweight title against the undefeated Albert Bell. And we got Shushu Carrington defending his WBC Featherweight title in the co-main event. And it should be a whale of a show.
Yeah, I look forward to being there over there in Ohio. It's a lot of fun.
Stop complaining. Anybody that says they're going to Cleveland, they're complaining.
Yeah. All right, Rick, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. We'll see you next Monday night. Bye-bye now.